KLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 6.
A shortage of firefighters caused a mid-Michigan department to temporarily close one of its fire stations. It's our top story at 6. Thank you for joining us. I'm Siobhan Klepfer.
And I'm Sherry Jones. A fire department in Summit Township closed for part of the day yesterday due to staffing issues.
It's something the township's supervisor says won't happen again, but the union president for the firefighters says he's not so sure.
Rachel Ramsey spoke with both officials and shares more on the closure. Rachel?
Yeah, Sherry, Siobhan, the Summit Jackson Professional Firefighters Union took to Facebook yesterday to share that Fire Station 2 was closed between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. The union says that several firefighters retired and that the township has not rehired anyone to fill the roles. But the township supervisor says he has plans to fill those spots and that yesterday was a special circumstance.
We hope it's an isolated incident, but unfortunately we don't believe that's going to be the case.
You were not going to hear any sirens coming out of Fire Station 2 Wednesday evening. Union President Scott Stoker says there was only enough staff to keep Fire Station 1 open.
The implications is safety to our citizens and safety to the firefighters.
The union president says Fire Station 2 got a call while it was closed and that Fire Station 1 had to respond, adding 4 to 5 minutes to the response time. The township supervisor says this was a one-time thing.
We have 2 firefighters who have family emergencies. We have 2 who are down in training in Detroit for fire investigations. That was scheduled 7 months ago. So this was just a happenstance.
Supervisor John Griffin says there needs to be 2 people at each station, but they only had 3 workers, which led to Wednesday's temporary shutdown.
You have vacations, you have sick days, you have training, you have to have some flexibility, and we fell below because of those special circumstances.
The fire department is also down 2 staff members after recent retirements. Supervisor Griffin says the township is currently in contract negotiations with the firefighters union and plans to make new hires once the contract is finalized.
We put the money in the budget, even we're going to run a little deficit this year to hire those firefighters. We want our police to be funded, we want our firefighters to be funded.
But the union president says he would like to see the empty spots filled immediately, so when people do call out, there is more staff who can step in.
It's only been 30 days since 2 individuals have retired, and we're seeing a station closed. He could say that it's an isolated incident, but in the future it's not going to be an isolated incident.
Now, the township supervisor says he is waiting for a finalized contract to hire because there will be a new policy for retirement that he wants new employees on. The union president says while they wait, though, he worries a closure could happen again, which causes other agencies to help answer the call. I'm told the contract ended on March 31st and negotiations continue. Back to you.
Thank you, Rachel. The Lansing man accused of killing another man with a single punch will stand trial.
The judge in the case ruled today there is enough evidence to try David Gaines Jr. for involuntary manslaughter.
Back on January 18th at 1:30 in the morning, police were called out to a restaurant on the 300 block of Grand River in East Lansing. According to officers, 24-year-old Gaines punched another man once in the face. The other man, 20-year-old Caleb Shermeau from Fowlerville, fell back and hit his head on the pavement. He died several days later in a hospital. Police tell 6 News at the time they have video of the incident. Stay with 6 News. We'll update you as this case moves forward.
We do have an update for you tonight about a local drag strip that offered its facility as a safer option following a deadly street racing crash in Lansing last week.
And that crash happened April 24th. It injured 12 people and killed a teenager. 6 News reporter Sean Graney is here for you now with the latest on this. Sean?
Sherry, Siobhan, the Onondaga Dragway billed itself as an alternative to street racing. Owner Woody Sloan told us in a story we did yesterday that he wants Michiganders to choose to race legally and safely. But his neighbors aren't very happy about it. 2 months ago, one of them asked an Ingham County judge to shut it down, calling the place a nuisance, likely because of the noise. But the first judge allowed the races to continue. Today, 2 new plaintiffs presented cases to Judge Rosemary Aquilina of Ingham County, and she ruled in favor of a permanent injunction, despite the previous ruling 8 weeks ago. So officials say the dragway will be closed until further notice or unless a higher court overturns Judge Aquilina's decision. We'll keep you posted. Back to you.
Thank you, Sean. Attorneys for former MSU football coach Mel Tucker filed their defense to a defamation lawsuit by Brenda Tracy.
Among the dozens of defenses put forward in today's filing, the defense claims, quote, the plaintiff consented to any alleged sexual acts.
Tracy is also suing Michigan State University for allegedly mishandling her complaints about sexual harassment by Tucker, including inappropriate behavior during a phone call. She claims Tucker defamed her after the case became publicly known. The filing by Tucker's attorneys offers a wide variety of arguments for why Tracy could not sue their client, including alleged consent for the sexual acts.
A Michigan legislator wants to make it the law to ban kids from using Instagram, TikTok, and other social media sites overnight.
A new House bill proposes limiting children's access to social media and would require parental consent to access any social media platforms.
Sydney Sutcliffe talked to the sponsor, and she tells us why.
House Bill 4388 would ban Michigan's children from scrolling on social media between the hours of 10:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m.
So what's so special about social media platforms that we would allow 13-year-olds or 14-year-olds to consent to give away their online behaviors and maybe even identity?
State Representative Mark Tisdale introduced the bill, and he says he has received bipartisan support.
Both sides of the aisle, the people I've spoken to and worked with on this, express a great amount of support.
He also says this bill will help with the underlying addiction that social media can cause.
If you can't sleep because you have to be on your social media site, that's an addiction.
Lawmakers aren't the only ones who support the idea. MSU professor and social media expert Salim Al-Anba says social media can interfere with interpersonal connection.
There's ample research that correlates use of social media with developing mental health issues and body image disorders and social comparison.
To verify your child's age, the bill would require a birth certificate or passport. Parents would also have to grant permission to allow children to use these social media sites.
Tool to help parents to step in and say, no, this is the law.
Tisdale says parents of kids who break the law could pay up to $2,500 in investigative and civil fees. Here for you in Lansing, Sydney Sutcliffe, 6 News.
It is the end of the academic year, and thousands of Spartans are preparing to graduate and start a new chapter in their lives. Graduation ceremonies began today, and here's a live look right now at the Breslin Center, where graduates from the College of Osteopathic Medicine are getting their diplomas. Now, the bigger graduation ceremonies will begin tomorrow with more than 10,000 Spartans preparing to graduate. So congratulations to all of you, and go green.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
And go white, of course, right? Yay! But not the kind of weather people worry about snow. We're, of course, talking Michigan State, so we're all good there. It's too warm for snow anyways, but what a beautiful time of the year to be outside taking these kinds of pictures. Check out this shot from Greg and Hazlitt showing we got the lake, we've got a nice sunset, and you see that little beam of light sticking up right in the middle? A sun pillar. Very nice catch, Greg. That's a very cool shot, not only for the sunset, but for a little atmospheric optics as well. We'd love to see more pictures. All I need you to do is head to WLNS.com/share and upload your weather photos. It doesn't have to be sunrises or sunsets, but I'm getting a lot of those, so that's a good way to make it on the newscast. So keep an eye out. You'll probably see your pictures on the air as well. Rainfall since midnight. Not a whole lot in Hillsdale, less than 0.2 of an inch, but then you head towards Grand Ledge and St. John's, where the storms were the strongest this morning. We picked up over 1/2 inch of rainfall. We've still got scattered showers and storms moving in from the west. There are some of the arrival times over the next hour. 6:25 for Lansing, 6:29 for East Lansing, Coldwater by 6:53 as these storms quickly advance east. Good news is there's no severe weather with these. These storms, I mean, we're barely 10,000 feet in the atmosphere. You're not going to get severe weather from that. At times they've been up to around 20,000, but that still isn't a very robust thunderstorm that can produce damaging winds and large hail. As we zoom out, a little more rain to the northwest, some to the southeast, some to the southwest. So there are rain chances out there over the next 24 hours. System number 1 begins to push away, but there's a weak system in the upper levels of the atmosphere, which will give us a chance for a couple showers for Friday. Not a whole lot of activity. Weekend has me worried, but at least the way it looks now, the storm system to our south. It tries to throw moisture in our direction, but isn't very successful. We'll have to watch that closely because as you see by Saturday afternoon, quite a bit of widespread rain just south of the state line. Meanwhile, the clearing line is in the viewing area, so the more sun we get, the better chance we'll pop into the 60s on Saturday. Current temperatures are sitting in the low to the mid 70s across the area. It is a bit muggy outside, at least for portions of the viewing area. 73 on the McLaren Cam with a wind gust with the storms earlier today at 28 miles per hour. In Grand Ledge, now we're seeing the cloud cover rolling in with those thunderstorms. 71 the current temperature. Our wind gust this morning was up to 31 miles per hour. In Jackson, mostly cloudy skies are back. Temperatures at 74. That is the high for the day. Our wind gusts with the earlier activity at 29 miles per hour, so pretty respectable. Obviously not severe, but it was quite breezy. Final stop in Hillsdale, some cumulus clouds beginning to grow. Temperatures at 73 with just under 2/10 of an inch of rainfall. Tonight's forecast, your low drops to 46 with a few evening showers and storms. Then we'll have a chance for a pop-up shower out there tomorrow morning or through noon. Not a lot, though. A lot of us will remain dry for much of the day. The 6-day forecast, things look good in the weekend. Hopefully we can increase the sunshine and the temperatures, but either way, it's not bad. 70s in the forecast next Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures mid-70s most of next week, with still a chance for a few showers next Saturday and Sunday.
I think when we're above average, things are looking good,
Yeah.
temperature-wise.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, we've been spoiled by the 70s and 80s, but I mean, mid-60s is still, it's quite nice this time of the year.
Very nice. And sunsets, gorgeous ones we've had.
Beautiful.
All right, thanks, David. Well, you know what? It has been a long time since COVID-19 has dominated the headlines, but the virus, well, it's not going anywhere. We'll check in on the latest numbers from Michigan next.
Thanks for watching 6 News at 6.